Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to make a little piece that I saw done on Scrapbooking with Me long ago. It's very easy, and we're going to make it for my Subway journal, and we're going to make an easier one for my steampunk journal. So stay tuned for that, and we're going to see the sneaky peek, and it's going to be a good one today because I got two little goodies here to show you. Look at that. This one is a silverware pocket, which I'm sure you've seen done before. This one has a piece that pulls out the top, and it was just a few scraps. I rounded the bottom, put a little blingy strip at the top, and this is actually the little stretchy cord that's my bookmark. And then you can write all over the back. And I made it with the pages that are made out of the front, so it all coordinated together. And then down here, where you flip it up, you make a pocket. I have these two pieces. And they kind of are just ephemera from one of the kits. I can't remember which. I did some stamping down here. I have a wooden button. I think I got that at Walmart. They had like two different styles of that. I did a little bit more of that glitter that's at the top up here. So it all kind of conformed together. So that, and then I put use your wings since I had this pretty butterfly right there. And this is, I kept seeing people with these envelope thingies and they're all like glued together and they're all glued down. You're supposed to be able to open them, but you know, they're all stuck together. So you're having to like write in like, you know, acrobatic kind of ways. So I came up with this little trough system over here, little channel system, where you can pull each one of them out. So you can pull it out like that. I've got a little bit of washi in there, I think because I had to extend that piece. But you can fold it out and write all over it. It's one of those little faux envelopes. And then when you're done, you just put it back into this channel. I think this may have been my first try at making it because I believe later I changed it a little bit. But I'm going to attach this video at the end for you so you can see how I did this. I've got the silverware pockets also in a video, but I thought you might want to see this one more. Now see, each one of the tips is held down by the one above it, but since this one is the first one, I've got just a little Velcro dot there. And of course it's the same makeup. And here you can see that one's the same makeup. So it's just these little channels that I made. And they're over top of each other. And then you can slide it back down there. I may have it a little on the tighter side since this was my first one. And the little flap can actually go over the two rounded edges there to keep it in place. See if I can get that down in there. There we go. But I was just using some scrap paper and I wanted to make up something. I kept thinking, how is somebody supposed to do that? Those things that you'll see them glue down, they flip up and you're supposed to write on it. I don't understand that. That just does not make sense to me. So stay tuned for that. Let me stick this in here to hold my place. So you got to see two goodies today. And since I said I'm going to show you the easier version first. So I'm going to put these little guys over here to the side. This is basically my template. It's just 7 inches high, which is probably, yeah, 7 inches high. And you have to cut it in a couple places. I'll probably have to measure it so I can tell you where to score or to cut those. And then it's 7 inches tall. So that means since I said 7 inches high. Why did I? How confusing. It's 7 inches high, but it's 7 by 7. What was I saying? Let me measure it. Oh, it's been a while. I don't even know if I've ever made one. It's 7.5 inches wide. Okay, 7.5 wide. Okay. So that means that it's only basically 3 3/4 once you have it folded. So let me do that, folded. Keep myself straight, you know. And this is definitely 7 inches high. Okay, so that's what you need. You need and if you don't have a scrap piece of paper like that. So let me get the piece that I wanted to do, because this is going to be for my steampunk journal. I picked it out of this ephemera pack, and it's got like a bunch of dark elements kind of in it, and I really love this one. And it's got a balloon here. Plus, I'm going to try to snatch a few other things on the page so I can decorate it up with that as well. Let me make a room back there. Okay. Now I'm going to just take this and I'm going to use it over here, because this one is made to where it's going to open. The top one, these two are glued down for pockets. Then the top one actually opens up where you can write inside and journal. So I'm going to have it exactly opposite, because I want this to be on the front. And so we're doing it this orientation. So I'm going to just get my pencil back. And yeah, I made up a bunch of little templates just so I would have them. And, you know, if I hadn't made it, I'll even sketch things out in my notebook pages to keep ideas. I'll sketch little pieces to try to keep them straight in my head. If I made something up myself, I usually will sketch it out. And I try to say who I saw do it. Sometimes to keep myself straight or to give credit. All right, so we're just going to go in here and cut this. If I can get myself straight like this. And come up from the bottom. I'm going to try to get that Hotel Commodore. You're not going to see the hotel, though. You might see a few letters, but not all of them. But I wanted that for the top piece. All right, so there's that part. And then I need to score it at, I said 3 3/4, so that needs to be done. Let me go over there and grab this. So 3 3/4 is right there. It's almost on the line. Okay, there's that. And then I need to measure where each one of these cuts will be. And I think it's about even. It's a 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. So there's where you would need, let me lay this back out. That's where you would need to make a little mark. 2 1/4, 2 1/4. All right. And then we're going to lay it here, and we'll try to make it straight. I hope I'm in line. We'll move it up just a little bit so I know you'll be able to see it. Looks like I didn't quite cut that correctly, but okay. What else is new? Right there. I'm going to make myself a line. And then right here, just above those dots. And I know it's going to kind of cut that balloon round in half, but that's okay. They will be together basically. And then if you put something in the pocket, that's where you just may not be able to see it all the way. And then we're going to cut right across. That's all you have to do on your line. And I'm going to ink it up, since it's supposed to be for, you know, sort of a, not exactly grungy. I guess steampunk is sort of grungy. Well, anyway. And we might have to do a little thumb punch in here. And I'm going to use a very small one, because I don't want to punch out too much. Now, you could go either way with your pocket. It could go opening on the side, or it can open at the top. And I chose the top because whatever you put in this middle pocket is going to hold this piece shut. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. All right. Get a little tiny cut there, and then we'll finish inking. So we could get in there. I'm just going to ink it all around. Now the back part is kind of wasted. I'm not going to be able to see that at all, but yeah. Or you can make this into like a freestanding piece that just goes into a pocket. You could do that. It's up to you. And then you can see your back and your front. Yeah, because she was always putting it down onto a page and gluing it. So that might be our way of getting something a little different in here. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that. The outside all the way around. Like that. So we'll have that all finished. And then inside here, you're going to be able to see it. The rest of it you won't. So we're going to get in here and just kind of ink it real good and smear it around. Maybe fold that back and kind of get us a little bit of color on there, you know. That's all you got to do. Just run it around a little bit. And then on the outside, we want to probably ink our fold. That always enhances the look of something. Oh, I want to thank everybody for coming to visit. I really forget to say that a lot of times. I want to thank all these new subscribers I've been getting lately for coming by and giving me a chance. It's always hard to get your name out there, to let others know about you. So I really appreciate you coming by and seeing what I got to offer. All right, now we're going to stick this one together. That's all we need to do to it. I do need to make it a little straighter, Rhoda. A little straighter. What in the world was I thinking? All right, let me go up here, refold it. Doesn't hurt a thing. And get that one folded correctly. I should have checked it first off, but I get excited. I get into it. Now this little piece down here at the bottom, I think I've actually cut it quite off, so we may have to get in here and trim. We'll just go ahead and trim that one down. And then I can always ink it later. All right, that's done. Let's ink, or let's glue. Let's glue. And see, this top doesn't have anything of interest, so that's where we're going to actually get in there, and we're going to add that little piece at the top about the hotel. I saw another piece I'd rather have, but I don't think it'll fit. You're kind of limited to the 3 3/4 size here. So there we go. That's how that one's to work. And it goes down just like that. And you want to, oops, not glue it over the other one like I just did. Okay. It's easy, but I'm making it look hard. How about that? All right. Now, like I said, I haven't done this before. Then you're going to do the other one the same way, the outside edge and the bottom. And yeah, any scrap paper you have, go ahead and, decorate it up. Cut it to where it'll fit and conform. 7 inches, you usually would have a 7-inch piece lying around. Now, I did not color in there. I just now realized. The other one did get a little bit of color, but this one didn't. So we're just going to do like that. Because I have all that black in the background. And then we're going to put a little bit extra right there. Won't hurt a thing. All right. Now, the top piece does stay open. I am going to trim it. I can see right now either trimming it or inking it. We'll just ink it. That solves a lot of problems. That's why a lot of people ink. It solves a lot of problems. All right, so we have these two ready to go. Do have where I can put something in there. This one I had a little trouble with. He was kind of overlapping a bit, so yeah. You do have to watch that when you put these layers down. Now let's see what that one did. Well, I didn't glue the top above it, so it seems to be okay. All right, so there we go. We have two pockets. We got this one, and then we have this one. And like I said, with this one, it's the one that opens. You journal. Oh, I didn't ink the other side. bet y'all were shouting at me. I got so many things in that trash can. It's ugh. All right, so we're gonna just go around here because you do get to journal on either side. All right, just smearing around. Now, if you think your little piece is gonna, wear out, you can always put your little piece of washi, which we may do. All right, I picked my duct tape washi, or Scotch. It's Scotch washi tape. I get it at Walmart. We're going to put it right in here. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down here to hold it. And it's going to do the trick for us. Now, there it is. I thought this pattern might go good with what's going on here. It's like a little beehive, honeycomb. There we go. And then just rub it down real good. Burnish it. And that'll keep your piece from coming apart or falling off. Then you have to retrain it a little bit to make it fold again. There we go. Good as gold. And then what we wanted to do is get something of interest on the top part, which I thought this number with the Hotel Commodore and the balance, and I think you'll get amount credited. You'll get all of that. And it's going to just strengthen that piece as well, because it'll make it a little stronger, because it'll be double paper. All right. Now I'm going to go over here and cut this out real quick. Okay, I'm finishing off putting a little bit of vintage photo around the outside edge, just to give it a little bit. And then we're going to put it right in there. I did cut it a little smaller, just so you'll have a little bit of a frame there. And you just glue it down. And this one is done. I don't think I need anything else on it. Now when I go to put it in the journal, I can probably figure out if I'm needing anything else to, decorate it up, or if I just can leave it as is. I like the color too, because that color really blends in. And like I said, whatever you put on, here, that's going to hold this back one shut. So, you could do anything like that. I really have to find a place to use that. I cut it out thinking I was going to do it on the cover, and I never did. So I'll hold that to the side, and on to the next one. Well, since these two are going to be for the Subway journal, I have this laying out. This is one of the bank papers that you get when you get your money from the bank. I have this little piece that was left over from the Peacock journals when I was cutting out some of the ephemera that I was making. And I have just a couple pieces of file folder here. Get that little scrap out of my way. And then this was from Nilda, Online Painting School. Nilda, she sent me a stack of these beautiful little shabby chic cards. One of them's going over here to this bag, which is a cookie bag from Wendy's. And then this one is going to go for this project. Now, these little things that you see here, these are celery roses. I was playing around where I'd cut the celery off about 2 inches maybe from the end of the stalk. And you can actually dip them in paint, and it comes out just like this, just like a rose. Look at that. How amazing is that? I know I've seen them on the internet. I thought I'd figured out something totally brand new. This was like a year or two ago. And I found out after I researched them that people had already figured it out. So, anyhow, this piece here is going to go for the front of this. So what I need to do is cut this off, and the rest of it's going to this cookie bag over here. So all we got to do is push this under here and try to line it up and get it around the money. I know I'm going to be cutting that one rose in half, but that's okay. It's going to get used over here. And I can always make more. But this piece was the perfect size. It was exactly 7 tall. And it was like a piece of scrapbook paper that has like pink, like a little grid design sort of on the background of it. So I decided to use that. Now, I want to use this bag so it'll be a pocket at the back. And the way I wanted to do it, it's a little, the bag, or the envelope is a little too small, just a tad. So we're going to actually lay it behind and glue it down to the base. And then I thought I would just use this little score line here. See, this is 3 3/4, but when I put the score line in there, it made it just about 4 1/8, 4 1/4, just depending on how big of a piece you wanted there. I still haven't thought this one out quite all the way. I don't know that I need all this. Maybe just the top piece, because the 2 bottom pieces are a pocket. But I didn't know how it would work because of it being a little shorter. So, let me see. We're going to go ahead and probably glue these 2 together. And I did just a little bit of a wedge cut there, just so it wasn't too bulky. So let's go ahead and just act like, you know, we're going to put together this way. Now, okay, I just thought that I don't really need this whole thing here. I only need it for the top one. So let's get in here. And what did I say? It was 2 1/4. Okay, yeah, each one of these is 2 1/4. So that will be right here. And right here. So this right here doesn't need to be here. This down. And then I need to put over here the same thing. 2 1/4. And then 2 1/4 where I need to cut. Okay. I always have to make something a little harder. You know, that's the way I am. They're doing a little wedge cut there, and then we're cutting the rest of this piece away. This is, like I said, it was part of my file folders that I had left over from doing the steampunk journal. And as you can see, I'm still using them. I left them out. I'll leave stuff in like a little pile, and I'll, you know, start to use them and do stuff with them. So this here is going to be cut apart. Yep. So these pieces will get cut, and I'm going to try to keep them in order of where it's going to be cut, like right there. All right, and then the second one is about right there, and that's the top one. So, get in here with our eraser, get that little bit off of there. And since it's kind of a shabby, I'm going to go ahead with some vintage photo on it as well. Now, I found this piece, and that's going to be the inside that goes in here. That's going to hide the manila part. So, we need to get in here with a thumb pull on that one. Yeah, that color goes good with vintage photo. You need to get you some celery. make you some tuna fish, whatever you think you might want to make, and do that. Use that. base of the celery stalk and make you some roses. They are fun. And then I made some green ones. I've got a few of them left over there from that day I was experimenting. But you just take you a paper plate, a glass plate, whatever you got, a saucer, and squirt you a little bit of paint out and then smear it around so it's nice and flat, you know. And then you go ahead and you put your stalk in it. And you might want to dab it off a little bit just so it's not coated because you don't get as good of a design. You know, you want those little dots to come out in here. See how it's kind of dotty? That's those little veins. That's some things I can't stand in celery. All those little stringy elements. I can't stand them. All right, there we go. And let's see. It's going to be just like this. So I've got a little area back here that probably needs a little ink like I did before. And then we're going to put this down. This is going to go down here. And it's going to... Whew, did I cut it too short? I'm not sure. So I'm going to put it over toward this side. And then if we need to trim any on the side over here, that's fine. Because I could have cut it to where it would match the size of this envelope that I got from the bank. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use our glue. And this is why I like art. I mean, I had art glitter glue and I used it, but it clogs up so fast and dries up so fast if you leave the nose off of it, you know, the needle out of it. But my Barely Arts glue has been sitting over here, just waiting for me, and hasn't clogged up yet. And that's why a lot of the times it's my choice of glue. And I started with it after I got rid of using Elmer's. Took forever for anything to dry. And it warped a lot too with Elmer's glue. So I went and upgraded to some of these glues that dry in almost no time. Oh, that was a game changer. I couldn't believe it. I could just keep working, you know, because before I couldn't. It was drying up. I mean, it was too wet. It was too wet to go forward. All right, I'm just making sure I got a good bead in there. And now we got to cut this one to where it's going to fit. And then we got to ink the edges of it. And it seems like... it seems like I keep going in and in on this file folder. Alright, let's go this way. This is just a scrap that I had. Cutting there, and I'm cutting here. And of course I can use some of these pieces on journal cards like I showed you. I don't know, maybe I haven't shown you yet. I sometimes jumble up my videos, so I don't know what you've seen and what you haven't. But you can use those small pieces to create backgrounds on journal cards. Alright, so there we go. There's not much on it, just a little music, but, and look, yeah, it's just a little on the high side there, but we're going to go ahead and go with it. We can trim that off. Alright. I'm not even sure what this is going to be called, to tell you the truth. I have no clue. But it's going to go right there. And this is so nice and neutral. You can actually write on it. You're not going to be hindered from doing any journaling because there's not much there. Let's see. We'll just do like that. We'll get around here to this side and trim that off. You can see this is part of one of my old file folders that I had a label on. Use it all, people. Use it all. Just keep using it. All right, let's go back over that because I cut that part off. And now we're going to get our fold going there, and we're going to put this piece down. And I'm just going to glue it here. Whoops. Just like that. And bring it down. And try to match up to our other people there. Our other pockets. It might be a little too close. Go up just a little bit. Will it move? Okay, good enough. It's good enough. I had to get something in that pocket. Okay, now see, I've got that little bit of manila still showing, so we're going to trim that part off. And it might actually be about the same size as our bank pocket. Okay. Okay, it's nice and strong too. Well. It seems like you always have something to trim. Alright, our bank pocket. Now, what I was going to do is to take this piece here. We also have to take this piece here and glue it to the back. And I'm going to take it, and it seems to be glued all right there. I need to go along this edge here because it's a weird edge. So we need to make sure that gets stuck down without our glue going over it. And then we're going to do an outline this way with it. Oops. I'm painting myself with glue. Alright, you can see where that sticky was. It's got a good sticky on it, but I got to cover that up on the top. So I'll probably use a little bit more of the, let's see if we can just lay it down like this. I need to use a little bit more of that music paper maybe. I think that might be just the right size. Alright, turn it over. It doesn't have to be straight, but I'd like it to be. You know, what you like and what you get in life are not always synonymous, right? Okay. There. Now, yes, this piece at the top. Alright, this little piece here, I just inked the bottom and the top only. And I'm going to actually put the glue on here. And I don't think it actually goes all the way up, but that part's going to get trimmed off more than likely. Yeah, I gotta hide this goo. I don't need that goo on there. Alright, and I'm gonna just line it up right here. Oh, it actually lines up. Look. Look. I'm easily entertained, as you can see. We do want to make it to where it is bendable. You don't want to get it too close. Do I have time to move it? With art glitter, you wouldn't, but barely arts, you do have a little time. Alright, let's see if that did it. And then we're going to trim this top off here. And then turn it over. And see if we can trim it. I might have to get my little trimmers. That side is a little tight. And then we'll do like that. Alright, and then this side, get my little guys here and see what I can do. Get as close as you can. Maybe I can go back this way. Yeah, I can. Now, got stuff everywhere. Now we're going to get back in there and just finish these off with a little bit of vintage photo. And what I thought we would do is take this gold the gold piece and put it over this. I know I'm going to have to trim it, but I thought that would be like a pretty topper. Maybe we can go from the bottom up first. Yeah, like this. Oh. Okay, sorry. My outdoor cat came to visit because I had the door open. So I had to take him out and feed him. Okay, we're just going to do this. And then this. And then we'll figure out the top out here in a second. Because I'm actually going to round it the other way. Alright. Yep, especially with gold and silver trimmy kind of things like this, I always try to save them. Because you can always do something with them. Oop, get my finger on there. And I'm just going to set it down here where it's kind of framing the piece. There we go. Perfect. And then this side, we're going the opposite direction. So it looks like it's one continuous piece, you know. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remember to cut or be on the top here because of it being lifting up, you know. And you don't want to hinder that. I don't know that we can use those for anything. I think I'll stick them to the side. Okay. Put this piece here and here and here. Hold that down, see if I can get it straight. It's not exactly touching, but then that's okay. I can move it down just a little bit. Oops. There. There we go. Yep. All right. Now, the idea here was, of course, these are the two pockets. This is opening to where you can, right inside of it. I don't know that I need to do anything special in there. Maybe. Nope. Now, I do have some of this that maybe we could stick in there. I don't know. But this part, look, I covered that part, but I didn't cover this part. Well, it may be. Well, it's probably going to get glued down. That's true. We don't have to worry about the backside. If you wanted this to be like that on your own, if you make it this style, then you could make it like a coin pocket. You put one of those circles here with a string, and then put the other one down here at the very bottom. And that would be kind of cool looking too, like a coin pocket situation, and it holds this one shut. Then when you open it, you'll have a pocket, which is in here. I should have lined it with something besides the white. And then you have your two pockets and your little journaling spot. So, you got all kinds of possibilities there. All right, the other thing I wanted to put on here to finish it off is this, which, you know, one of these down in the pockets might not do too bad either. I did want something as a decoration on here. Huh. I just don't know. Okay, on these sheets that I've been using for to decorate the Subway journal with, I've got Shabby Chic Rose by the Journal Boat, and I found on one of the ephemera pages this cute little stamp, and I think he's perfect size. And then I've got the word notes, and I'm cutting that out, and we're going to use that as well, because you're taking notes inside, right? Alright, and get this out of the way. Keep trimming this down, and we're going to put that on the top. And then possibly we'll just use that this to hold it down with. Although you won't get to see much, that's the only thing. Gonna ink around this one. And ink around this one. I have scissors that'll do a postage cut, but this isn't a postage cut. If you notice, it's more like little circles being cut out. All right, so do I want it like that? I think so. I've got the roses. That's what I wanted to do, have the roses working in here as well. And that's why I picked that, because it has roses on it. So let's do this. And we'll just cover up that one. Rose would cut in half. Stick that there. And then we'll put our notes on it. Like right here, maybe. I can always cut notes down, though. They don't have to be massive like it is. Don't have to be massive. Okay. Alright. Maybe a little touch of espresso will help it out. There. And we'll just put notes. We want to attach it just so it looks like it's all uniform in one piece. So we could do it just like that. And you can still see the pretty flower in behind. So, alright, I had these few little strips that was left over. And what I'm going to do is make a tiny little tag. Just with the strips. I like that where it had cologne, but the C was off of it. And I like the colors and the wording that was over here. I'm trying to figure out if I need to glue in there a little further. I'm not sure exactly how high up I need to be, so we're going to do that for now. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. Okay. And cut that off. And then we're just going to cut it in a little tag shape. And I'm not going to worry too much about how it, how it looks. Well, there, that's about right. And then we're just going to nick the two corners down here. Now, it might be I need to cut that off. We're going to try and see if it works. And, oh, works just fine. That's what I wanted it to do, hold that shut. Now, see, I still have that little piece for something else. Okay, you're learning all kinds of tips and tricks today. And since those colors go really well with these, and I've decided to tuck this in right here as part of the pocket, and it gets your eye to go down a little further. So, that one's done. Okay, this one's sort of a little bonus. This is also going into my Subway bag journal, because I was trying to put all these bags in it, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to decorate this one up, and I'm just going to cover the whole thing, because her red hair and her circle go all the way out, so I'm trying to get it to be beyond that. So we're just going to glue down what we got here and glue it all the way to the surface, corner to corner, and go from there. Oops. And I'm trying to show you, you can use all kinds of variables when you're creating and layering. And I see all these people with this, what do they call it? Collage fodder, I think they call it. And I guess that's where they would have, well, that little bit of red is showing. Let's see if I can move it over just a tad while it's still wet. Maybe I can ink it. But yeah, they've got all this collage fodder, and it's some neat stuff that they've created. And I really, like a lot of the things that they've done. Let's see what I need to do here. I need to kind of, maybe I can just kind of rip that like this. And I can go from the top and come down. Yeah, let's try that. I'm just trying to cover it. And I think they use a lot of that stuff. They'll either do some texture paste or embossing or all these different styles of creation to cover paper, especially excess paper that they may have. Yeah, that goes all the way down. Okay. Oop, as I can see. And I'm going to cut that off. The whole back is not going to be seen, so it doesn't need to be worried about. The rest of this, let's see, maybe that. I can rip off this section. And I need one more little piece, I think. I got to figure out what I need to do for this other little corner over here. I got a little bit of that one left. Let me see what I've got over here. Okay, this is the other one I was telling you I made that had green ones on it. You know, I was getting crazy. That I'm not going to be able to use. But I think I can rip down and rip across right here to give me that difference in color. Because a little bit of that color looks like it's in her. So see how that's going to work really well together? Now this part I can do down for, look, that's on another colored paper. Oh, it looks like I did it on a card. You know, I was just using anything and everything. Alright, I don't know. That one's not straight. We need a straight edge there. Okay, so put that right there. As close as possible. Rub it down a little bit. And then we're going to do this one. And our whole background will be covered. I'm not sure where I got these two arches, but I have them. They may have came in some kind of ephemera pack or something I had, or somebody made them and sent them. But what I'm going to do is to act like this is a rose garden, and this lady is out admiring her roses. And we're going to put this down first. I don't know that we need to ink it. Maybe so. We're sticking with our... Now, I might even do a little bit of this here to get a little gold in the background. Yeah, let's do that too. We want to do it upright. And as you can see, it's just inexpensive things you may already have in your craft room that were just... I don't know if you'd have any celery roses in your craft room, but that's easily fixed. I mean, you could do backgrounds with them. As long as you got that celery, go to town with it. Because it takes a whole stalk. Takes a whole stalk. Now I'm going to get in here and just do a little bit on the one side. Kind of like it's shading. Yeah. Kind of like it's shading. I don't know if it's going to work up here as well, but we'll try it. To just give it other color. It needs some other color. There. Alright. Now, that helped it. That did help it. Now, before we put that down, we're going to go across with some of this. And I'm really going hot and heavy on trying to use up this washi tape I've got. I've got washi tape galore. Now, see, I've got an area right in here. She's probably going to be on the lower side. So, I'm going to go ahead right there with some washi. Going to make it a nice uneven edge. And put that right here. And trim that off. Now that was to go on here. And then it's a nice kind of empty area here. Maybe we'll just do it like that. Maybe. Yeah. Now I need another piece of washi, I think. To go below that. Or to go down here. Let's see. Something. Maybe right in here. Okay. Put that back. Check it again. About like right here. Okay, I went over and found these. She's got a little bit of green in her hat, as you can see, and it's a really close green to this one, which is odd. I can never really get this one to match up to anybody. And I gotta find the edge again. There it is. They're really hard to find. So we want a little bit of green. And since this is kind of wonky up here, where's this going to be? Yeah, since this is kind of wonky, we'll give a little bit of this up here in that area. And we're just going to go kind of over. Oh, I don't want it to be even though. I want it to be staggered. Yeah, good. Stagger it out. So we have that. And then maybe a little bit more down at the bottom area. Yeah, maybe right there. I don't even need to go all the way across because she's going to be there. So let's do a little ragged edge. Let's stick it right there. And then I want to put a little bit of this music on there. And let me put this back down. Where's that start? There we go. I got this and I got a piano together. Piano keys. And I thought, yeah. I did see another one lately that I need to go back and get. I think we need to put a little bit of this one out this way. With the music on it. And where was she going to be? I'm gonna put it kind of down here, unattached of anybody else. So, yeah. And maybe a little scrap of it up here to kind of hide that unevenness right there. Okay. Yeah, I bet you're saying, what are you doing with that washi tape? All right, now we're putting this down. Now, I had bought arches that were chipboard, but these are not those. These are just paper. I know you can get the Biggs die to do some of the arches, and, you know, I don't have, my machine, which is Spellbinder, doesn't cut Biggs dies. But some of the Biggs dies I really would like to have. I love the TV. I watched something that they did. One of the makers on one of Tim's lives or whatever, they did the TV and they had like a cracked, I don't know if it was acetate or something that they had. I'm going to ink around her on the front of the screen. And I don't know if you remember Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds, but they had that on the TV, and they had some of the birds that had broken out of the front of the TV and were coming out at you. I thought that was the coolest design. Oh my gosh. I can't even remember who made it, but it was so cool. Oh, I loved it. Okay. We're going to kind of put her, yeah, up there where she's looking down. That's perfect. All right. Now, I do have a little bit at the top of this bag. Of course, I done forgot about it again. So, guess what? Going back to the scrap pile over here, I'm going to see what I got. Now, thank you, Nilda, for these beautiful images because they are just perfect. Perfect. Now, I'm trying to think if I want a word on here. Maybe a phrase. All right. I found gratitude, which was actually under notes. And I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. It's already kind of pre-inked looking on here, but I always like to add a little bit more. And that little snip of gold that I just trimmed off, we're using it. we're using it. We're going to make it like a little drop shadow right back here. And kind of have it right underneath of it, just like that. See? And then we're going to put that down at the lower portion here. Like maybe right there. I'll re-look at that. That's about the spot, but I don't want to cover up anything, you know. Okay, so do I want to do that? Maybe I'll do it up here, so it won't cover up my flowers, because I got like a weird a weird cutoff right there with this kind of maroon one. All right, there we go. And that gold here reflects there. Check that out. That is straight, right? It looks straight. It looks straight. I don't know that it is straight. All right, let me stick a little bit more behind it. And move it up just a tad. There. It looks better. It looks better. I can't say that it is better. All right. Moving on. This was from the other day. I can't remember what I was cutting out here. Oh, it was something with the book page. It was like a little double book page pocket, something or other. I don't know. All right, we're cutting it off right there. The rest of this green could get used for something else. That won't go nowhere. But I want this little edge that's so pretty. Can I do it like that? Maybe I can. I'm not crazy about these wings here. So I'm going to cut it off right there. And right here. And instead of me having to worry with trying to trim it off over here evenly, I'm just going to glue it down. That's all we're going to do to it. I'm going to roll it back inside of here and just glue it down. Easiest way to do it. As you can see, there's a little bit of a lip there that it's probably going to get covered, so I doubt I needed to do that. But just for safety's sake, so it doesn't come off, you know, and hit what you're working with. All right, so what we're going to do is, okay, I was thinking this area looks a little washed out, and it doesn't have much going on for it. So I had this little scrap. As you can see, it was a little scrap, and I cut it out from there, just because I had a little bit of wording on it. And then I put a little vintage photo on the outside edge, and we're just going to put it down. And I have these little gold dots that came out from the gears that I was using. And they came out of the center of the gears, and I really would like to use some of the gold dots in places. I mean, maybe on the corners of this, since it's got gold on it. Can you see it pretty good? And you have these little gooey things. Let's see if I've got one. I don't know if mine's working that great. They're a jewel picker. And you're supposed to be able to pick up, yeah, just like that. And put it down. And I'm going to take and put that on each corner I've got here. And use these little guys up. I think I had one too many, or one less of the large ones that I needed. So, and then I would like to do something on here somewhere with the gold. Maybe one at the top up there. I got this huge one here. It kind of looks like a little finial on it. Yeah, that kind of works for me. And then maybe two down here at the bottom. Because I'm needing to use them. They've been laying on my desk. And you know how it is with me. I got to use it. Got to use it. And then one in the middle. You're probably shouting, too many, too many. But the little tiny one. Oh, I almost lost it. Let's see. It went up here and went upside down. Oh, I do have another little tiny one. Right there. Now, I got my jewel picker at May Made It, in case you're wondering. And if it gets too messed up, now I can use those somewhere else. I'm down to 3, so that's not so bad. But if it gets too dirty or gunky or whatever on it, you just wash it with a little soap and water, and it comes right off. All right, with our piece here for the top, I decided to get some scissors, fancy scissors. They're called Daisy. And I'm going to go right across the top, just so I have sort of a little wiggly top to it. And you try to line it up every time you go to do your next cut. And try to be straight. It's hard. I'll admit it's hard to keep that thing straight, but I'm trying to pretend I'm going like right along the top edge of a line there, above each point. Okay, and see, you've already got that one fixed to go for something else. Now this is probably a little long, but that's okay. We'll glue it on there, and then we'll come back and trim it. Just do it right like that. All right, then we're going to put these in the book, and we're going to look at what we got, and then put it in the book. Do it in that order. How about that? All right, rub it down real good. And trim off our edges. That's the best side to do that with. There is that one. And there is that one. Good enough. Stop messing with it. Stop messing with it. I can twiddle with something for hours. Okay, so get all these things over to the side, and then we're going to see what we got. We have this beauty that we just got done with. It was a cookie bag from Wendy's, and you can see the gussets are still there, so you've got a nice gusseted pocket for something. Now you can get up here and do a little bit of inking, like I should have done that. Yeah, just to give it a little bit of an edge. Now that corner does not look like it's wanting to stay, so we're going to give a little bit more glue. Yeah, that one's fine. All right, so that one's done. It's gluing down straight to the page. This one here is also getting glued straight down, as you can see. The top is getting glued up, so it's a continuous pocket down in there, but you won't have to see the back. Then our other piece, which is for the steampunk, we won't be putting it in today because I still haven't got those glued in, but we have the 2 pockets, and we got the top piece, which folds this way. There we go. So, I thought that turned out real cute. I don't even know if I had it in screen for you. Yeah, there's the 2 pockets, and then we have that. And I thought that turned out real cute. All right, let's get about everything up and out of the way for us to work. I thought maybe I should hold them up a little closer. I don't know if I did. So, that's the one where the lady's looking into her beautiful garden. And then this was the one we did with... well, both of them are done with the celery roses, but I think those turned out really good. And we used junk. We just used junk. So I'm not exactly sure where I want to put these. Let's see. Both of them are pretty flat. Now I'm going to go to the back because I do have some paper bags back here that have not been covered up yet. Where are they at? Let's see. there's a little piece. Will it work there? Is it too big? I think it's too big. You could see the edge of it. Rats. And then I think I filled up both sides of that one. I got all that blue on the back of that. Now this little stretch of stuff right here, that would be perfect for that one. Yeah, so that's going there. And what I want to do is just glue the whole thing. I don't know what that little piece of stuff is, but it's going bye-bye. All right. Try to get all that down as much as possible. All right, along the top edge. There. I don't know if I have this so close that you don't get to see me. I'm always dropping off at the bottom. I apologize for that. I'm trying to remember not to. I may have to zoom out. Y'all tell me if y'all want me to zoom out. I'm going to try to keep looking out for that and make sure I'm in screen. Like, I know I'm dropped off a little bit right there. So there we go. I've got it down. This is down solid. I've got a pocket that goes all the way down in the back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then this little piece comes out for that to flip open. And you can, right on this side, that's a good side for it. So that goes back down in there. And, okay, next one. Maybe I need to lay that down. I also have this little thing that I had made a while back. It's more purple than anything, but I think it may fit in here. So I'm going to kind of keep an eye out for it. I don't know if there was a spot back in here that it might go better. I don't have that many purples in here. That's the thing. No, not very many blues and purples. It's more, you know, this is about the only blues and purples area I got. So let's see. And it's supposed to be a tab. So I'm supposed to be actually gluing it in here. So it's more of a tab. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Okay, I got it in there. There it is. So I think it'll go okay with the colors that's here. Because you've got blue on the opposite side over here. Alright, that's its home. Now, I found this bag. It doesn't have anything on it, but I think that's our best bag to go with at the moment. Because the pinks don't go with the blues. That's one thing. I do have this with the biscuits. So there's blues there. I figured this was so neutral that this was the best spot. And it's a pretty big size, because this bag is at least 5.5. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this one down. And have it in our journal. I'm doing stuff in it, you know, kind of few and far between. So when I do the flip through finally, you'll be kind of surprised. Because you won't get to be seeing all of it. Because I don't know if I'm going to sell this one or not. I'm kind of enamored with it. I just love it. We'll see. We'll see. Alright. There. So, let me go ahead and flip it over and put it on here. I'm okay with it being the bag color on the back. I'm fine with that. And then we're just going to put it down kind of like right there. Right outside of the spine. So I'm not gumming it up. Yeah. And that might be part of her garden over here. Because that's a fern. I've got a little bit of writing here that makes you think of, you know, the music paper. So yeah, that turned out really nice. Ooh, I should have took a picture of this before. I put them in here, but oh well. I'll take a picture of this for the thumbnail. All right, well, I really want to thank everybody for coming to visit. I do have a little bit I might want to show you, although this video is probably going to be few and far ahead. Some of these I took, I did these the other day. They were double book page, double journal pocket, and I used Dollar Tree stickers to decorate them with. And some of the pages had a little bit of stuff left over at the end, so I kind of cut some of it out. So I didn't know if you were interested in seeing. Like that one had a cute little brick wall, and I just couldn't leave it. I had to use it. And this one didn't have anything. No. Did this one? No. Some of them didn't. I know that one didn't. Or that one. This one could have had a little bit. Yeah, it had like a little whitewashed wall. So I put them in there just so they weren't wasted. All right. Well, that's all I wanted to show you. All right. Everybody have a great, great day. Great health. Great happiness. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.